You've done it! You've booked your next cruise holiday and it's the Northern European city escape on P&O's beautiful ship Iona. If you're now wondering what you're going to do and see, this is the video for you. We'll be sharing a little about the ship, a taster of all your ports and much, much more. If you want answers to questions such as, how far is it to town? Can I walk? Should I book an excursion? Which restaurants are included on board? Then you've come to the right place. If you don't know us, I'm Rachel, he's Wills, and we are Postcard and a Pint. So you've done your online pre-boarding, your bags are packed, and you've arrived in Southampton. Let's get this cruise started. Your first sight of Iona is so exciting and impressive. She's a big girl. Once you arrive at Ocean Terminal, you find your bag drop and say goodbye to those cases. You'll find the drop number and colour on your luggage labels. Then it's upstairs into the terminal. You check in at the desks, and once they've stamped cleared to board on your boarding pass, it's through security and then...
We're going on a boat!
It's a long way up. It really is. What's next, Wills?
Just on board and going to muster station B. It's the first thing you have to do when you get on the ship.
Don't listen to him. The first thing you have to do is go to your muster station. You'll find this on your boarding card. Ours, as Will said, was B. Then you're free to wander around the ship until they announce that cabins are ready. This didn't take long at all, and when we got to ours, our cases were already there. Your cruise cards will be waiting for you in an envelope. These are the keys to your cabin and also your spending card for the week. We went for an inside cabin on deck 4, mainly because it was the cheapest one we could get. We could make tea, charge our devices and keep clean. And the bed was the comfiest bed we'd ever had on a cruise, and you can easily fit your suitcase under it. Right, food. We're starving. On deck 8, you'll find the keys. Here you'll find hook, line and vinegar, Asian fusion and the boardwalk diner. Today it was fish and chips and a katsu curry. All of the food at the quays is included in your cruise fare for breakfast, lunch and in the evening, so fill your boots. It was time to walk off all that food, and whenever we're on a new ship, we like to start at the top and walk from front to back and back to front all the way down. Iona is such a pristine ship. What have you found then, guys? You're supposed to be walking.
We've made our first drink stop. It's 20 to 4. We've been here a few hours now. We're having a bit of an explore of the ship. We've started at the top. We're starting on deck 19. And at the moment we're on, I think it's 16. Are we on 16? Yeah, we're on 16 at the moment. So we had to stop for a little drink. First of the day. Cheers.
And that was our first afternoon on Iona, exploring the pools and decks and watching a gorgeous sunset. Now get yourself scrubbed up, it's night 1. Well, we've got a busy night ahead of us. We spent all afternoon walking all over this ship. Our feet
Your feet are going to fall off.
Are going to fall off. We have tried for the first time the virtual queue.
Oh yeah,
We're 8th in the queue for the Aqua restaurant. Let's see if it is the 5 minutes, 10 minutes
easy,
they say.
we logged in.
Yeah, it's easy. Well, we haven't been told to go there yet, so let's see how long it takes. They never did call us, so we just turned up. What do you reckon, Will?
We've had a bit of a fail on the first go at the virtual queue. We thought we'd done it, as we just showed you in the room, where we've just turned up to the restaurant and she says, no, we're not doing it yet. We're a bit confused, even though it said there was 2 guests. So we had to make a reservation, and we've just been given one of these buzzers, but what it does mean is there's only a sort of short distance radius where this will work in, or range where this will work in. So we're next door in Anderson's bar, where it's more expensive for a pint than it was before, £5.65 this one. But anyway, we're waiting to be buzzed before we go into Aqua.
So heads up, virtual queuing isn't always in place the first night. It was fine after this. You're flashing, Wills?
We can go into Aqua now.
We chose an Aqua restaurant, one of the 4 main dining rooms for our evening meal. The others are called Opal, Pearl and Coral. They all serve the same menu each night, but all have a different feel to them. Our food tonight was excellent, and it's good to know that all 4 of these restaurants are included in your cruise fare too. We then went in search of a bit of entertainment. The Sky Dome is on deck 16 and 17 midship. It's the indoor pool by day and an entertainment space at night. We saw the aerial showcast warm up, and then we enjoyed their production of Rise. It was bright and colourful, and your kids will love it. Well done, chaps. Iona also has a large theatre on board. We headed over to decks 6 and 7 forward to check out this evening's production of Festival. The clubhouse is on deck 8 aft and has an excellent house band called Pulse. We enjoyed them. And a glass of wine. If, after all that entertainment, you're flagging a bit, you can always head up to the Horizon Buffet on deck 16 for some late night snacks. Or you can go for an idyllic evening stroll on deck. Deck 8 is our choice every time, as we love to watch the ocean as we walk. Next, we headed up to the crow's nest on deck 17 forward.
Okay, we've come for a last drink before we turn in. Now, we've come to the crow's nest. This one, I'd say, is sort of medium. It's not that busy. It was easy to get a table. It feels really nice and really chill in here. Highly recommended. Way to finish day 1. See you tomorrow.
Night, night.
Morning! We've just come back from breakfast in the Coral restaurant today. I think I like that one better.
It was good, wasn't it? Better than Aqua?
Yeah, much more airy and spacious and a beautiful view out the back over the sea. And breakfast was very nice.
I thought I saw a Christmas tree, but I didn't.
No, you didn't. It was all reflections. Yeah, it was really, really lovely. And we're now getting ready for our first day at sea in cold weather. This is not us at all.
I know.
Sleep last night?
It was good. Good sleep last night.
Absolutely beautiful.
Bed is comfy.
Really
Pillows are comfy.
Yeah. The sea is calm. It's not moving at all. We both slept really, really well. Navigationally, we have just passed Dunkirk.
I think I've just passed more than Dunkirk.
Well, what you like. And we have looked in our Horizon magazine, excuse him, and we brought a highlighter with us, top tip we learned, and we've marked out some things we want to do. So nothing really until this afternoon. So this morning we're going to go up to the pool.
Yeah.
It's heated, and then we're going to try a bit of a jacuzzi. That's us till lunch. I think that's it. Let's carry on with our day at sea.
Bye.
Are you still going swimming, chaps?
It's not really the weather for it, but we're going to give it a go.
We're going to go for it.
It's all right, actually.
And that's Travel Blog Jamie at the end of the pool. The Beachcomber pool is adults only, but even in the infinity pools, it was pretty quiet. We highly recommend a swim, and then
we're having a jacuzzi. The bubbles aren't working, but it's lovely and warm, and it's actually not that cold outside. It's February, and we're in the swimmers.
We then caught the end of the bingo in the clubhouse.
5 and 7, 57.
2 little ducks, 22.
Oh, come on, you can quack better than that. We were here to take in the seminar all about art heists.
Welcome to the first seminar of the cruise. If you haven't met me yet, my name is Catherine. I am your art gallery manager on board.
That was really interesting, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. But now
we're waiting for our table in the olive grove, so we're doing a mile with a smile.
Yes, up on deck 18, you'll find the jogging track, and 7 laps around it equates 1 mile. We personally preferred walking outside on deck 8, where you can walk right around the entire ship. Our best time was 9.5 minutes. The Olive Grove is an Italian restaurant on deck 8. You can eat here included in your cruise fare, but there are some dishes that carry a supplement. Oh, and it's incredibly popular. Tips, Rach?
I say for this one, book. You can't book this one, or we couldn't book this one before we get on board. You can book it off your app once you're on board. Today, Sea Day, it said it was full all day. We didn't think we'd get in. We rocked up, asked if they had anything, and they gave us a ticket to come back in an hour, which has worked out absolutely perfectly. But already, tomorrow in port, this one's only got a few slots left. The next day, only a few slots left. So do book this one when you get on board as soon as you can.
Now, what did you have?
We've ordered the Italian sharing platter for 2. It's only pretty small, but we have got a 3-course meal later in the Limelight, so it's looking good.
It was excellent, and when we next travel on Iona, we'll be booking an evening meal here on day 1. So that was our day at sea. On to the evening.
We're all scrubbed up, and it's time to go out. We're off to the Limelight Club tonight, which is one of the paid extras. It's a 3-course meal, and we get to see Deborah Stevenson, comedy impressionist. I'm really looking forward to this show.
Shouldn't it?
So we're off for a night out. Come with us.
The Limelight Club is a dinner show. This cost us £25, and top tip, get there early if you want a seat near the front. You start with a canapé, and they take your drink order. There is a good choice on the menu. We went for ham hock for starters, and then we had a question and answer session with Deborah Stevenson. She was fantastic. For our mains, Wills had beef, and it was sea bass for me. Then there was some musical entertainment by the in-house band, the Limelights. Then it was dessert. The chocolate was definitely better than the shredded wheat pie. And then we saw Deborah's main act.
Please stage everyone, Deborah Stevenson for you.
She was incredible.
Oh, you're coming back. She's coming back for more.
We thoroughly recommend the Limelight for a great night out. We visited a couple of bars after this and then got an early one, as at 10 to 8 the next morning,
we're in Bremen.
Well, Bremerhaven to be precise, and it was chucking it down. Now, as you may well know on this cruise, the first port of call is supposed to be Hamburg, but something had either leaked or sunk in Hamburg, so we were here instead. We'd booked onto the Bremen on Your Own tour, as we had pre-booked an excursion in Hamburg, so we just transferred it over. It wasn't the most picturesque journey, but when we got to Bremen, we were in for a nice surprise. We dropped a pin into maps and went off exploring. and quickly came across the most beautiful square. The folktale, The Town Musicians of Bremen, is everywhere, and if you chuck a few coins down this grid, this happens. A donkey, a cat, a dog, and a cock. For more about that story, check out our second diary vlog on Iona. We'll link it below. We explored this church and admired the pretty square some more. Then we checked out the Schnorr Quarter, which was exceptionally pretty. It looked like it had been plucked straight out of a Grimm's fairy tale. There's not a lot else to report, really. We had a Beck's at the home of Beck's.
Cheers.
Followed that with a currywurst chaser, and then found a Christmas decoration. It was a pretty standard day out in the life of postcard and a pint, eh, guys?
How beautiful is this area?
And it's got a Christmas shop.
What's not to like?
And for a very short moment, the sun came out. But then...
It's belting down with rain. We've got about 10 minutes before the coach goes, so we've just come down to the promenade to have a little look down here by the water before we get on the coach.
Cool! So Bremen, it's incredibly pretty. You have all 4 seasons in one day, lots of gold buildings and animals that stand in a stack. What's not to like? If you do get this port instead of Hamburg, don't be disappointed, it's a gem. Back on board, it was quiz time.
There's a quiz on in Brody's, but we're not doing it because we arrived a couple of minutes late. But I think we'd be doing all right if we were doing it. I think we'd win. I think we'd do brilliantly.
Go on, show us your quiz finesse, kids.
Whose 2008 autobiography was called Dear Fatty?
Yours?
She's just read the answers out. We'd have got 12 out of 20.
Poor showing.
We wouldn't have won.
And that was another fun-filled day. What's on the cards for the evening on Iona?
Well, after that fail of a quiz, it's time to go out for the evening. We're off to the beach hut today.
Oh yeah, look, in his and hers matching shirts.
Look at that, yeah. And then we're going to go and try and catch Spark, another aerial show.
That's the one in the Sky Dome.
Yeah, and then we're off to the Take That show.
Yeah.
Now it'll be fun. Come and join us.
The Beach House is a paid restaurant. It's on deck 16 next to the Horizon buffet. It was very reasonable. There is a £7.50 cover charge. Some items are then free thereafter, but items like steak start from about £6. What did you go for?
I've ordered the crab tostartas and the Caribbean fish basket.
And I've got nachos and chicken fajitas.
They were delicious. How about dessert?
I've got the banana split, which looks amazing. Take a look at this. Well, I've got a bit of chocolate envy over Rachel's. Take a look at this.
Best pudding of the week.
Hands down. And who's this?
Hi, I'm Maria working in Beach House Iona.
It had been an excellent meal. Now for some more entertainment in the Sky Dome. The aerial show team have 3 different shows to enjoy over your cruise. There are usually multiple showings in one night, so everyone can get to see them. They also perform in the Grand Atrium at times too. They're very bendy and very buff. Moving on. Next, it was off to the theatre to see The Greatest Day. It was a bit of a Marmite show. Some people were moved to tears, others like us just reached for the beers and wished it was over. The cast worked hard and did a great job though. And you'll never guess what happened next.
It's a busy old ship, all these people, and you'll never guess who we've just bumped into.
Well, look at us here. I'm with
OIona and Iona.
I know, postcards and pints. Who knew? I love postcards and I drink pints of vodka, so
You're a better person than me.
What do you drink?
White wine.
Pints or white wine?
Not well, that's frowned upon.
Who has the pints? Who has the pints in this relationship?
Wills has the pints in this relationship.
It's all your fault. Hi, please do follow me, by the way. Not just these 2 lovely people. There's also people like me. Travel blog Jamie, thank you very much. Nice to meet you both, by the way.
Cheers.
Nice to meet you too. We stuck our heads into the 80s night, had one last drink and then turned in for the night, as we're not as hardcore as Jamie. Morning!
We've come for breakfast today in the Keys. Now, we thought the Keys was just a lunchtime kind of fish and chips kind of place, but it's not. For breakfast, the fish and chips place, Hook, Line and Vinegar, does waffles and American pancakes. Next door at the Asian Fusion, they do all kinds of eggs, poached eggs, omelettes. I think there's some salmon, but I'm not quite sure that goes with that. And the third one, the American Diner, does all of your all-English breakfast, your full-cooked breakfast. And then round the corner, you can get your teas and coffees and juices. And it's really quiet.
Looking at other people's videos, I think we were either early or lucky. Today we sailed away at 9 a.m, so it was all in all another sea day. So we left our cabin to see what else there was to do. Now Now there is a gym on deck 5 where you can work off all that cruise food, but we didn't do that. There's also a spa on decks 5 and 6 where you can pay to pamper yourself, but we didn't do that either. There's even a cinema on deck 6 showing some pretty great films, but we're not sitting in the dark when we're on a lovely ship. So what did you do? We went for another swim in the Beachcomber pool, and this time we had it all to ourselves. Never ever give us a pool all to ourselves. We just can't be trusted. And then, creatures of habit, what did you do next?
And now it's time for a jacuzzi.
You'll be telling me next you then went for a walk. Oh, you did.
Don't bring a coat, she said. It's lovely outside, she said. It's chuffing freezing.
So yes, on this cruise, come prepared for all weathers. We took this cruise in the second week of February and got both a suntan and frostbite. Time for some fast food.
We're in the Sky Dome at Taste 360, and here they do your hot dogs, your burgers, your fries, your pizzas, and all manner of stuff. Bit of salad. I've gone for the hot dog.
Again, this is included in your cruise fare, so perfect for a quick snack. The retreat on deck 18 wasn't open on our cruise, but in warmer weather you can pay to use this. Your own sunbed, jacuzzi and drinks and snacks throughout the day. Fancy a sunbathe, Wills? No. Come on, lad, it's evening time and... time to get scrubbed up! If only getting dressed was that quick. Anyway, it's celebration night, the formal night of the cruise, and we're off to the chef's table. The chef's table takes place in a section of the Horizon Buffet. It's a special menu created by Marco Pierre White and is included in your cruise fare, but you do need to book. Sadly, the wines recommended by Ollie Smith are not included. Cheers anyway! We enjoyed the experience, but it did feel like you were just sat in the buffet in your glad rags. We bumped into Deborah on the stairs, evening Deborah, and then took in an excellent show by Charlie Blue in the Sky Dome. Then, after a quick stroll on deck, you know what we're like, it was bedtime. Then it was...
Morning!
We're in Rotterdam.
And this was a city that neither of us knew.
When you get off the ship, the tourist office have set up a little stand there. They don't give out paper maps, they encourage you
But there was
to...
a very helpful map.
Scan a QR code, and they've got a map on the table, and he showed us where everything is. He reckons it's 2 miles.
We'll do it in one.
We'll do it in one. So we're off to try and find the cube houses on the market.
Ooh.
If you don't like walking, there is a metro stop right by the Erasmus Bridge, and also a water taxi station a 5-minute walk away. But we like a walk, and there's always so much to see along the way. Well, if you can see through the mist and gloom today. As you walk over the Erasmus Bridge, you get a great shot of Iona. Yes, the weather was shocking. Everything is well signposted, and Apple Maps works well too. We visited the harbour that has a cool maritime museum. Passed by the statue, the destroyed city, a moving monument remembering the bombing of Rotterdam in World War II. And 30 minutes later, we were at the Cube Houses and Market Hall. If you're coming by metro, Rotterdam Black is the station you need. These houses are bonkers crazy, but well worth a visit. Designed by Piet Blom, they were completed in 1984 and are based on the concept of living as an urban roof. One of them is now a museum, and for €3 you can have a nose inside. Directly opposite the Cube Houses is Rotterdam's Market Hall. It opened in 2014 and is well worth a visit, not only for the 100 fresh food stalls, but also the artwork that adorns the ceiling. We tried some poffertjes, a Dutch mini pancake, and they were delicious. Also in this area, you have the Wittehuis, which escaped the bombing and is the oldest high-rise in Europe. Here you'll also find the old harbour, with lots of bars and restaurants. We stopped to dry off, have some nachos and a beer.
Cheers.
Cheers indeed. Next, it was on to something everyone should see in their lifetime, the butt plug Santa. What do you say, Wills?
Mrs. Claus is up for a good time tonight.
For more info on this Fallast father, do check out our Rotterdam diary vlog. It's a fun story. Next, we walk to Delfshaven. A piece of advice for you. Don't walk to Delfshaven, it's miles away. Get the metro, especially when...
It's raining again.
But when you do get there, it's very, very pretty. We stopped in a very cool bar called Pilgrim. We had a local beer and some bitterballen, a traditional Dutch snack. Delicious. Then it was back to the ship. Did you walk? No, we didn't. It was metro all the way. What a brilliant, albeit damp, first day in Rotterdam. We're dry and we're off to go and see a bonus bit of entertainment. Cain and Abel, come with us. So as well as your production shows, there are also guest artists who perform in the headliners theatre. This wasn't our favourite show, but we did enjoy it. Then to the Sky Dome to catch a bit of Tribu. And finally, to end this night of entertainment, we went to the clubhouse to see comedian Rory O'Hanlon. We loved his show, and a cheeky glass of wine. But the star of the evening has to be Rotterdam itself. All lit up, it looks incredible, and we loved it. A nightcap, and what will tomorrow bring, kids?
Morning! We're off to go and try and find windmills at Kinderdijk.
Now, you can do this tour through P&O, but for a snip of the price, we did it ourselves. Directly opposite Iona is the water bus stop. We bought tickets on board, and it was €8 each return. I know it's rained a lot, but that's ridiculous. 40 minutes later, we were there, and it's just a quick hop over the road to this stunning UNESCO World Heritage Site.
We've made it to Kinderdijk, one of the most famous Dutch tourist hotspots, and this is the largest concentration of old windmills in the Netherlands.
The site is free to wander around, but if you want to go into any museums, then it costs. To be honest, most of the museums were closed, and there are plenty of info boards dotted around the site. It's so tranquil to just walk this site, and it's hard to believe that the city of Rotterdam is just 40 minutes away. Then it's back on your water bus into Rotterdam. What a perfect morning. And is that blue sky?
So a complete turn up for the Rotterdam books. The sun is now out and we're now sat outside for our lunch. Fabulous.
So after a not so healthy lunch sat out in the sunshine, we explored more of central Rotterdam. We saw the town hall, had a little look inside, and then walked to Rotterdam Central Station, which has a really unusual design. We got on the metro here and made our way back to Wilhelminaplein, which is by Iona. A short walk past Iona is the iconic New York Hotel, which was the former headquarters for the Holland America line, and also a main water taxi stop. We'll try these next time. Think of all the people who sailed to America in the late 1800s from this building. But now it's back to Iona. We loved Rotterdam and will certainly be back. But now it's time for another swim. It's evening on board again, and after a delicious meal in the Pearl restaurant, we were all ready to give P&O's latest entertainment creation a go. The Shh experience in the Sky Dome. We think it was supposed to have either an Ibiza or full moon party type vibe. Do watch our vlog of just this event. We feel, although parts of it were excellent, it was an event that didn't know what it was. It was very disjointed. And did we mention, had the most disgusting signature cocktail ever. Shh, it's a Sucrete, Wills, and 4, 3, 2, 1, it's morning. And after a hearty Keys breakfast, it's the last day of the cruise and Bruges today. The cheapest option is to get the train, but we went for the less hassle option and booked the cruise shuttle service through Get Your Guide. It was €25 each and stress-free. The meeting point is just on your left as you come out of the cruise terminal. It's about a 25-minute journey, and then you're dropped off in a car park near the Red Bridge. And look at that, it's raining again. It's about a 15-minute stroll into the Old Town, past swans and beautiful architecture. It's a far cry from the modern city of Rotterdam yesterday, and yes, we'll get some chocolate later. When you arrive in the main square, it is jaw-droppingly beautiful, even in the rain.
I've never been so close before.
As the Christmas shop was shut, we popped into a cafe on the square for a hot chocolate. Even though the weather was shocking, we wanted to take a boat trip. To be honest, even though we enjoyed seeing Bruges from the water, we wouldn't recommend taking this tour in the rain. Once the umbrellas are up, it's hard to see anything. But what we did see was just stunning. Bruges is world famous for its beer. So after looking at some, it was time to buy some from the famous bottle shop. If you like beer, do visit this shop. It sells over 600 different Belgian beers and beer glasses. Shop done. Now to drink some, and we know just the place. Tucked down this little alley is De Gade, a small but beautiful bar. The house beer was one of the nicest we've ever tasted, and it came with cheese. A word of warning though, it is very strong, and two of these bad boys had us laughing in the rain.
Well, you just fall
as has been the way on this cruise, when it's time to return to the ship, the sun comes out. On our way back to the bus, we stopped to get some Belgian chocolates. It was so hard to only choose 6. Then it was back on the bus. Incidentally, the return times for the buses are on the front windscreen of the bus. And then it was back to Iona. Now we've talked all about the included dining on Iona, but what about the paid specialty restaurants? Well, you've seen the Beach House. There is also the Epicurean, the Keel and Cow, the Glass House and Sindhu for meals, and Vistas, Ripples and Sundays for coffees, ice creams and snacks. Tonight we had pre-booked for Sindhu to celebrate an excellent cruise. We paid a £20 deposit each, and this would come off the bill at the end of the meal. The food was incredible, and this was far and away the best meal we'd had all week on Iona. The restaurant is calm and zen-like, and the staff fantastic. We took in our final theatre show in the Headliners Theatre. This show was Sky's the Limit, and was probably our favourite of the production shows we'd seen. We had one last drink in Brodie's before turning in. There are 30 bars on Iona, so too many to go into in detail. We'll just tell you our favourites. The Crow's Nest for the music and the views, Sindhu as it was always quiet, the Sky Bar for when you're in the Sky Dome, and the Emerald Bar for a nightcap. I think the outdoor bars would be our favourite on a warmer cruise, but these were closed at night. So it was the end of a jam-packed week and time to leave Iona. We'd opted for self-checkout, meaning we took our cases off ourselves and would definitely do this again, as it was quick and effective. We hope you enjoyed this video and you're now excited and ready and raring to go on your cruise holiday. If you want any more details on anything you've seen in this video, check out our entire series of Iona vlogs of this cruise. There's a fair few. We always say that a cruise is just a taster of a place, and we already know that we want to return to all of these ports again one day. Ah, damn, we need to book another cruise. Thanks so much for watching, and if you'd like this video and subscribe to our channel, we'd be most grateful. We've been Postcard and a Pint. Tot ziens and cheers to the good times.
What's red and is bad for your teeth?
I don't know.
A brick!
Oh.